Have you ever considered how a movie can save a life? My next guest hasn't just thought about it, he's imagined it into existence by founding the Bromont Program, which takes every aspect of the art of filmmaking and puts it in the hands of formerly incarcerated people. Mylrell Miner founded the LA-based filmmaking program after spending time in and out of the prison system, starting when he was just 11 years old. He experienced so many of the hardships many people face when they return to their communities and decided to turn his love of writing and film into a life-changing venture, not just for him, but for others who have been formerly jailed. Mylrell, I am so honored to have you on Amplified. Welcome, bro. You are doing amazing work. The program that you run, the Bromont Program, is truly one of a kind. But before we get into all the great work that you're doing, I want to hear about what led you to launch such an incredible program, given your background.
When I was about like 14, I was locked up. I ended up doing stand like until I was about 17 years old. And every time I looked at television, I felt that my community was being represented wrong. So when I got out, it lit this passion in me to try to change that narrative. And I know that not just formerly incarcerated, a lot of African Americans feel that they're not properly represented when it comes to media. So that kind of like put me on a path to using film to change people's lives is that representation part. Like I didn't feel represented. I didn't feel like nobody was telling my story. So I went out and said, I'm going to tell it myself, and I want to bring my community with me.
Yeah, representation matters, and who best to tell our stories than ourselves? Tell us what exactly the Bromont Program offers and how it's empowering those who've been in jail.
Yeah, so the Bromont, we do hands-on training. We do creative writing classes. In LA, we have a housing portion. And right now we're expanding to Tulsa and the Tulsa area, Oklahoma area. So we're providing classes and training and giving people access and entry-level jobs into the film industry.
So you've recently moved from Hollywood to Oklahoma, the location for your new film, Bromont. And in fact, you've been dubbed the Tyler Perry of Oklahoma. So tell us why you're setting up shop there. And then what can we expect to see in Bromont?
Oklahoma has a robust film industry. This in the next year, they plan to make about 100 million in that community. But the access for the disadvantaged communities is not there. So we're trying to like bridge that gap. And while the community is growing, we want to help shape it in a way that disadvantaged youth and African Americans have access to all the industry, that ecosystem that is being created. We don't want to be left out of the Hollywood system inside Oklahoma.
So it is not lost on me the Tulsa race massacre that decimated Black Wall Street. And there was a film house actually there and many other things, many other enterprises. And so I wonder if there's a significance to the incentives that are happening in Oklahoma to develop this film industry and your thought about setting up shop there versus anywhere else in the country that also is building a film industry from the ground up. Talk to us about how that history plays a role in this.
Yeah, one of the hearts of the Black Wall Street of the Greenwood District was the Dreamland Theater. And when that was destroyed, that kind of like ripped the heart out of the area. And they knew how representation mattered and being able to have a community be able to see themselves on screen. And we're trying to bring that back. You know, I stay in the Greenwood area and I'm inspired every day. And I know that I'm walking in the footsteps of some great people. And one of the continued tragedy about Black Wall Street is they try to destroy the legacy and try to cover it up. And it's our duty as filmmakers to kind of keep that legacy alive and let them know the true story. A film is a powerful tool for activism and getting the proper story out there and let people know all the great stuff that they have done in our community already. So Greenwood and Black Wall Street is a great inspiration. And hopefully we can help revive that area too.
So what will Bromont be about?
So what we're doing right now is we're We want to build a studio and give people different opportunities inside the film industry. Usually, African Americans were excluded from the executive positions, and we don't, and usually because we don't get the training and we don't have access. So we're trying to like break those barriers down by giving people access to the studio side of it, the business side of the film industry, where inside the film industry, it's one of the least diverse business sectors in our whole country. So we're giving access to showrunners, executives, jobs like that where people usually don't have access to, and but also from the talent creative side, providing the training and letting them tell their own stories and giving them a pipeline to distribute those stories. We're just trying to break up that chain and break up that Hollywood, that nepotism that comes with Hollywood, and give African Americans opportunities that we usually don't have.
I love it. For us, by us. You know, there's such a stigma that's put on people who end up in the system. Tell our viewers about the obstacles that, you know, individuals like you who have been incarcerated deal with, especially as you're trying to come out and be a business owner.
Yeah. A lot of times what people don't understand is 30 days after you get out, your bills are due. The world doesn't stop. And there's so many, being a felon, it's hard to get housing. It's hard to get a job. And what I try to tell people, there's a lot of places that I can't work at, but then there's a lot of businesses that I can own. So I probably couldn't get a job at places because I'm a felon, but then as an entrepreneur, I can probably own that space. So I tell people to get out and try to be ownerships and get a bigger piece of the pie. But yeah, there's a lot of hurdles as soon as you get out from being incarcerated.
How'd you overcome them? I'm curious, like what bridged the gap for you? Did you have training? Did you have mentors? Did you have luck?
I mean, I feel like it was a combination of all those things. It starts inside before you even get out. It's preparing yourself to get out and then building your own support system. Because a lot of times we come from like these disadvantaged communities and they don't have proper support systems. So I tried to reach outside of my community and find a support system. I found great programs, Anti-Recidivism Coalition, Inside Out Riders. These are great programs that help formerly incarcerated in LA. And they also do in work. They don't just do out work, they do in work, and they continue to connect you when you get out. So there's some great programs that help me. And I know that I'm following in the footsteps of those great programs to continue to build on that and create more and more opportunities for more people that share similar backgrounds as me.
So how do you hope that your program and the film Bromont will shape and even change the way that the public views people who've spent time in prison?
If you can change somebody's heart, you can change how they vote. You can change how they see individuals. So we want to start at the heart. We want to be able to tell stories for people can understand that the complexity of being released from incarceration, that people want to just have opportunities. So we want to reach to the heart first, and then we want to kind of help change the way they vote and how the way they think. So we want to do it like in a bipartisan way of, entertainment is one of the quickest and most spread out ways that you can reach somebody. So we want to use that vehicle to actually make change.
Mylrell Miner, founder of the Bromont Program. This is so inspiring. Appreciate you for being here and for sharing with us tonight. And good luck in all of your endeavors.